In the last 6 hours, Al-Sadr meets Hadi Al-Amiri, a leader of the pro-Iran bloc, and Iraq Sadr prepares for role as Kingmaker Haider Abadi. Al-Sadr call for speeding up of Iraqi Gov't Formation earlier today. Yesterday, Sadr meets with pro-Iran Amiri to discuss formation of new government. Muqtada Al-Sadr meets with incumbent PM Abadi after meeting Abadi. Sadr says new government will be inclusive. Iraq's Al-Sadr is promising reform, constrained by Iran. Government talks begin in Iraq Abadi. Al-Sadr call for quick formation of Iraq Gov't. Iraq's Al-Sadr says next government will be inclusive. Iraq's election winner Al-Sadr, promising reform, is constrained by Iran. Iraq's parliament turn into brawl as final election results announced. Muqtada Al-Sadr's political coalition wins most seats in Iraqi elections. Powerful Iraqi leader, promising reform, is constrained by Iran. Iraq's Al-Sadr, promising reform, is constrained by Iran. Iraq battle for largest parliamentary bloc heats up. Militant turned populist cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr wins Iraqi election. Coalition led by anti-US cleric wins Iraq election in the last 7 days. Surprise reaction to Iraq's election results. Cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr's bloc wins Iraq election. Shia Muslim coalition wins Iraq parliamentary election. Populist cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr's coalition wins Iraq's election. Populist cleric's bloc wins Iraqi election. Firebrand cleric's bloc wins Iraq parliamentary polls. Influential Shiite cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr wins Iraqi election. Cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr wins Iraq election, but forming government far off. Sadr alliance announced winner of Iraq elections. Muqtada Al-Sadr's alliance winner of Iraq's parliamentary elections. Bloc led by Shiite cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr wins parliamentary vote in Iraq. Cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr named winner of Iraq election. Shiite cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr's party bloc wins Iraq parliamentary election. Shiite cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr's bloc wins most seats in Iraq election. Shiite cleric Al-Sadr wins most seats in Iraq's election. Anti-US cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr's bloc wins Iraq election. Cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr wins Iraq parliamentary elections. Militant turned populist cleric Sadr wins Iraqi election. Cleric's team wins most seats in Iraq poll. Militant turned populist cleric Sadr wins Iraqi election. Cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr's bloc wins Iraq election. Muqtada Al-Sadr, from U.S. photo. Iraqi Kingmaker. Why Iraq's elections were an indictment of the elite. Iraq, between an American rock and an Iranian hard place. Muqtada Al-Sadr advocates for government independent of U.S., Iran. U.S. ready to aid past foe in Iraq after upset Iraqi vote. U.S. prepares to embrace a former foe. Muqtada Al-Sadr after upset Iraqi vote. U.S. prepares to embrace a former foe. Iraq's Al-Sadr's government independent of U.S., Iran. Muqtada Al-Sadr, militia leader turned savior of Iraq. Muqtada Al-Sadr has had a less than conventional journey into politics. Test of strength between Sadr, Soleimani in Iraq. Shiite cleric Muqtada Al-Sadr emerges kingmaker in Iraqi elections. The complicated case of, for Muqtada Al-Sadr, if he says die, we die. Al-Sadr loyalists jubilant at Iraq poll triumph. Can Muqtada Al-Sadr and the United States be friends? Iraqi election and makes U.S. foe Sadr a potential kingmaker. Iraqi election makes U.S. foe Sadr a potential kingmaker. The man who could shape Iraq's future. Could Kurds throw support behind a Sadr-ruled Iraq? Iraq, the reinvention of Muqtada Al-Sadr to run lost Iraqi elections. Don't let it hijack the aftermath. Muqtada Al-Sadr, an American ally. U.S. strikes supportive notice. Former foe leads in Iraqi election. Muqtada Al-Sadr, ex-militia leader, emerges as Iraq's kingmaker. Iranian media react to populist cleric's victory in Iraq elections. Iraqis shake off foreign intervention and set as ballot box success. Iraq vote. Al-Sadr blocks strong showing deals blow to Iran. The time to stop bankrolling the Iraqi military is now. No, Iran didn't win Iraq's election. Mattis, U.S. will wait and see on Muqtada Al-Sadr election victory. Muqtada Al-Sadr alliance wins elections in Iraq.